So today is the day, guys. We're gonna figure out if this HD Sierra is gonna have a worse ride than its half-ton sibling, the Silverado. Now, on the left side, you do have a 2021 Chevy Silverado, 2020 GMC Sierra. They're both gas engines, and they're both pretty similar. I was looking for a 6.2 liter gas. Unfortunately, they could not find a key to it, so I guess I have to just work with what I got here. Let's take a look at this truck. This Silverado is a custom Trail Boss trim. So this is a more basic truck. The only difference from new to this one is the owner must have hated the way the tires rode. So they put on a Michelin tire instead, and it's really geared more towards fuel economy. This is gonna be an 18-inch wheel. So a lot of advantages are going to go to the Silverado. I'll show you guys the weight of these trucks in this video. I did do a video saying why the HD truck was a better buy, and I definitely want to see now if what I said in that video is true in terms of fuel economy and also in terms of comfort on the road. So let's go ahead and drive the Silverado first, and then we'll drive the GMC Sierra right afterwards. We're going to take the same routes and basically try to keep it pretty apples to apples with that, okay? This truck definitely does feel lighter. That's one thing about these half tons that I don't like, is just how light they feel. I mean, this truck, not too heavy. I'll show you guys the weight in this video, but it is lighter in comparison. It does feel a little bit more nimble. And I will say the 6-speed transmission is really responsive too. Sometimes I've said in the past that I like to see more gears in gas trucks, but I feel like this 6-speed has really made it well with the 5.3. I still would like to see more gears, and it's available now, but I just think that if you're really trying to go after that fuel economy, I think it's something you should consider. Now, hopefully I will show you guys those bumps. This truck is really comfortable. I might have put my foot in my mouth again. So we're gonna get down the road here. We gotta stop at a light, and then we'll be mostly highway for the rest of this trip. Now, as far as numbers go on this Chevy Silverado, you do have a gross vehicle weight rating of 7,000 pounds. Curb weight is 5,224 pounds with a max payload of 1,776 pounds. If you are interested, here's your towing numbers down below. Be sure to pause it. I did notice this mirror has a convex, the one on the passenger side does not. And I mentioned this in another video. I said that the mirrors sit kind of low in the half-ton trucks. And I think that that's still the case here. I don't know, I just don't like the way they sit. I think that I would like for them to sit a little bit higher up. Man, these Michelin tires, wow. I guess who owned this, they had to upgraded these tires. I mean, the truck only has 11,000 miles on it, so they must have just got tired of that road noise and then stepped up to a little bit less robust tire as the ones that come on this truck. I believe that they're Goodyear Wranglers, I believe. Overall, the ride this isn't even fair. These tires aren't fair because I picked the Trail Boss for a more aggressive tire, but jokes on me, they're just regular tires. Alrighty, so we've gone about 1.8 miles, 16 and a half. I won't give it any acceleration until we do a complete stop. That way I can get up to 60 to 65 and kind of keep it close, and then I'll compare the footage for you guys. But what I want to do right now is just show you really at like, well, I'm at 65. I'm gonna put the cruise control on. At 65 miles an hour, I'm at 1,500 RPMs. So that's not too bad actually. I'm gonna get up to 75 because this road, everybody's gonna wanna go faster. So let's click it up some more. 70. 72. So yeah, it's about, what, 1,700 RPMs now? 1,800, somewhere in that ballpark. Not too bad. But yeah, we'll probably go maybe a few miles down the road, come back, and then we'll head back to the dealership. But yeah, this truck rides way too comfortable. I'm actually upset because this isn't fair, and these Michelins are just really making this truck even better. So under the hood of the 1500 Silverado, you are going to have a 5.3 liter V8. It's going to be good for 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, and this one's made it to a 6-speed transmission, and it's going to have a 342 Outback. So this is a really good comparison with the HD because this also has a 6-speed transmission. So I think that although the newer ones have 8 speeds, this is still a good test for people who still are kind of cross-shopping that half-ton in HD. So at 75 miles an hour, we're just under 2,000. I see we're about 1,800 RPMs. It's not looking good for the HD truck. Not looking good at all. 19.2 at 6 miles, or excuse me, at 5 miles. I guess it's fitting to talk about this right now because we're going to lose a little bit of fuel economy because we're going to be going uphill for probably about a half a mile or so. And then we'll go back down, and then we'll pretty much coast for a little bit. So you'll see a little bit of a fuel economy decrease. I'm going to try to keep the cruise control still set at 75 miles an hour. We're most likely in 6th gear, and as you can see, that fuel economy is gradually dropping. So hasn't dropped down in any gears, and I have the AC on, all that good stuff too. So I'll show you guys the acceleration here in a second. That'll give you a good idea of everything. And now we're at the top, and now I'm just going to turn off the cruise control, and I'm going to let it coast some more. So now when I go back the opposite way, we're going to climb again, and then we'll coast down for about a half a mile or so. So we should get back up to 19 or so in that ballpark. But I am going to do an acceleration, which is going to really hurt the fuel economy. So that's probably where I'll start the video back again, okay? So see you in a second. All right, here we go. So we're going to hit the brakes a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Really nice. All right, here we go. Wow. It's about 80 miles an hour, so I'll do the same thing for both trucks. MPG is still pretty good though, despite that really hard acceleration. Really quick. Acceleration is really strong in this. I think that 6-speed does put down that power really strong in the 1st and 2nd gear. Trucks broken into, that's going to be a factor. I'm so used to driving newer trucks. They don't have that same acceleration. It's just a little bit different. Everything gets better too with mileage. I've even noticed even with the fuel economy going up some grades and accelerating, we're still at 19 MPG at 13.3 miles. That's really good. Really good, actually. Let me see if I can show you some temperatures in here. 176 is the temperature for the fluid in the transmission. That's probably the only thing that it shows. I would like to see more information. I think that GM is lacking in that regard. I think that they need to give us an oil temperature gauge. Coolant is also good. I mean, they have it in an analog, but they don't have it in digital. I like to see a number. I guess I'm just a geek when it comes down to that. But nevertheless, still, this is a basic truck too, but even in the higher trim levels, you don't get a lot of information. Wow, 20.1. That is really good. That's acceleration, that's climbing some grades. That is pretty good. A lot of coasting too. I will say I did coast down a good bit of grades too. But 20 MPG combined so far. And we're almost back. 16.3 miles. And I didn't mention the temperatures outside, 84 degrees outside. So this is really good temperatures for an engine like this too. So we're gonna go in on this side. I'll do the same thing because that light turned red. And last time I did the same thing and it caught me. So the stop sign is where we'll stop it at. And here we are. 16.5 at 20.1 MPG. I'm already in love. I have a higher stance. The truck's heavy. Man, this is my favorite. HD is the way to go. Alright, we're gonna hit some bumps here. Same bumps I hit on the Silverado 1500. Here, let's see how bad it is. It's not bad. This truck is so heavy that I feel like it takes some of that harshness out. I caught the light again. So this is almost apples to apples here. I really like the overall interior of this truck. A lot of nice features. Not sure if you guys can see the heads-up display, but GM has the best. I mean, that is a huge screen. You can't see it as good on some other brands, and I think that GM does it the best, personally. Under the hood of this HD truck, you do have a 6.6 liter gas. This is going to be good for 401 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque. It's made it to a 6-speed transmission, and it has a 373 rear end. So, all in all, I am actually interested to see how well this truck is going to do in acceleration against the 5.3 and how well it can do on fuel economy. All right, here we go. Yeah, this truck, it has that extra weight on the front axles. The steering's nice and stiff. Oh man, this is a dream. I'm just biased and I know that, but it doesn't matter what I say, it matters what the MPG says, right? The ride is definitely stiffer. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not to the point where I couldn't live with this day to day. I don't know, I think that you just have to really consider what you need. As I said in the last video, if you're not ever going to tow anything, you just like to drive trucks, 1500 is perfect. But I think that you will enjoy driving this truck a lot better. It just has that nice stance. It has such a great ride. I mean, just cruising right now, it's perfect. I hit those bumps on that bridge just now, nothing at all, just cruising along. I will say though, I did this video on the Chevy brand because of the independent front suspension, because I do know that on the Ram and the Ford HDs, they have that solid front axle, and that does kind of affect the ride. Now, if I ever find an air suspension Ram 2500, I will compare it to a non-air Ram 1500, because I think that that's a more apples to apples comparison. So currently, we're at 13.5. I'm going to turn the cruise control on here in a second. Alrighty, so we're doing 55. As you guys saw, this truck did have a 6.6 liter gas, 373 rear, and a 6-speed transmission. So let's see how the RPMs look at 60. I'm just getting 60 miles an hour now. Okay, so it's at 1500 RPMs. Let's get up to 70. Man, I was wrong. This fuel economy is terrible. I tried to make a good point, but yeah. Wow. So at 70, we're slightly over 1500, about 16 to 1700 RPMs. Now let's get to 75. And there you go. It's about the same as that 5.3 actually. This has a higher axe ratio numerically out back at 373 versus 342. And it's literally the same. There's still a headwind, and it's pretty much the same as it was when I was driving that Silverado 1500. So I'll check back here in a second, okay? Now here are the numbers for the GMC Sierra HD. gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 10,650 pounds. The curb weight is going to be 7,299 pounds with a max payload of 3,351 pounds. And if you're interested, here are the numbers for towing. As far as the ride goes, I really don't think that you would complain about it. Having this higher ride height is going to affect fuel economy, and I can clearly see that. Like this truck needs a 10-speed or 8-speed transmission. It really does. I know that this test is apples to apples, but I'm getting 12.7 at 5.9 miles. Like it's not even close. So I think that a better test, and maybe if I ever have a chance to do one, I'll test the gas engine. I'm going to be biased against the gas with the Duramax, because the Duramax has a 10-speed. I think that's a better test. I know that the price difference is way out of whack, but I don't know. I still think that this is a better buy, even though you're going to get terrible gas miles. I'm getting 12.1, 12.2. Oh, so bad. And it's really because of this 6-speed transmission. It's really hurting this truck overall. Now, as far as reliability goes, that tends to be the talking point about this 6-speed. I believe they beefed up the torque converter on it to handle a little bit more power and torque from this 6.6 gas. But overall, yeah, this is going to hurt you at the pump. I think that if you're not towing a trailer, this is a bad buy for you. If you want to look cool on the HD truck, I guess you have that too, but this is definitely far off. Now, one advantage you have with the HD truck, I'm trying to sell it right now. It's so bad. 12.4 MPG is terrible. But the one good advantage of this truck is it has a bigger fuel tank. So you don't have to worry about going as frequently because you're going to get bad gas miles. Another thing too is, and I wish that Chevy would fix this, they only offer a 24-gallon fuel tank on the half tons. That is dumb. I think that is just doing an injustice to their buyers, personally. I believe that Ford and Ram offer bigger fuel tanks, 33-gallon tanks, especially if you're planning on towing. That's definitely going to hurt you. So I would stick to this truck just for that one reason. You're going to pay more up front, but if you're not driving that much throughout the week, your fuel's going to take you a longer time to burn out because you have a larger fuel tank. So 36-gallon versus 24-gallon. It's a good advantage, to say the least. Holy moly! Whoa, man! Wow, that's so bad. We're not even gonna get close to 20 MPG, guys. Well, I was so wrong. I had so much hope for this thing. Hey, maybe the tire pressure's off. Maybe that's what it is. Is there a tire pressure light on? That's what it is. I think that it got disabled because of the chip shortage, alright? We'll just go with that. Although this is a 2020, so I can't make that argument. But wow. 6 MPG off. And we have to do an acceleration test. It's going to get even worse. Oh, wow. Well, the half-ton ride's better. And it definitely gives better fuel economy. So, I tried, guys. I can't even get 14 going downhill. Here we go. And go. Now, I know what most of you are thinking. This was a pointless test. You're right, it is. But it was definitely fun to do because I just didn't know. It's 84 degrees outside. I drove 2 trucks back to back. How often will you ever have a chance to see a test like this done? And that's the only reason why I did it. I did think I was going to get like 16. Gosh, I'm at 12.9. Terrible. But, you know, we're not back yet though, so we might get a 15. Fingers crossed. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can't even hype him out of the truck. It's not even worth it. I'm just gonna drive it the way I did. I was gonna cheat a little bit with this, but it's not even worth it. I can cheat and I'll still lose. But yeah, a lot of it has to do with tires too. I will say, people who sleep on tires, having that Michelin tire probably really helped that Chevy Silverado 1500. It really did. This truck has more aggressive tires in comparison, and yeah, they're a little bit wider, not by much, but they're a little bit wider. So, and this truck's heavy. It has a lot more options on it: sunroof, leather seats, 20-inch wheels. It's a heavy truck, but it's definitely nowhere near the fuel economy as that Chevy Silverado. It's terrible. I'm at 13.4. I don't even think I'm going to get to 14. I might get to 14, but it's not looking that way. Yeah. Alrighty, so we're pretty much back at this point. I think I finished with 16.1. I might finish with like 16.2 maybe, when it's all said and done. We're at 14, 13.9. I'm not even giving any gas right now. Alrighty, so we're turning it right now. Okay, we're back up a little bit. So 16.2, almost there. I'll show it to you one last time. Here we go. So legitimately 6 MPG worse. Now you have your answer. Alrighty, so what did you learn today in this video besides don't buy a HD gas truck for fuel economy? I'm very surprised by this truck. I thought I was gonna get like 16, and I was gonna make an argument like, well, you know, for that few extra MPG difference, I would definitely just go with this one. Well, let me just be honest with you. This truck got it done today. A lot of it was in part to the tires. Let me just show it to you here. You see that tire? And you see this tire? It's a lot more aggressive tire when you compare them. So that's going to have a lot to do with it. I didn't mention this either, but this truck I believe has active fuel management. They have dynamic fuel management on the Ecotex. I think this one, since it's 21, I believe it's the active fuel management. Matthew Anderson, you know, you always give me all this information, so you can actually put that comment in and I'll actually pin it for everybody. But I'm very surprised. Like, I was really hoping this truck was going to do a little bit better. I've never done any fuel economy runs, I don't believe, on this truck. Maybe I have. But today was a really good day. Good temperatures. I felt like I was on the highway a lot more than I was in the city. And it just didn't deliver today. I think that GM has to do something with that transmission. I mean, there's no active fuel management, and I don't think anyone wants that on these trucks either, because they seem to be having issues with the cams, lifters, things like that. So I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about this video. And if it was helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you really soon.